We good? Are we good, Rob? We good? Good. All right. Good morning. Let's go. We got some. We have some VIPs waiting for us at the amphitheater, so we better get going here. It's remarkable to me how I was driving to my car this morning, and the temperature gauge on my car said 76 degrees, which is so great, right? Unfortunately, it'll probably be up to about 98 degrees in about a couple hours, so we better get through this and get our students over here. So, hey, Lion Nation, welcome back to campus for the 24-25 school year. It's excitement in the air. I had a number of different meetings yesterday, and I just got caught up in seeing different student groups out on campus milling about. And it was just such a great feeling. We have a very pretty campus, but the campus doesn't come to life until our students get here. And so what a great beginning of a school year. So welcome back. I hope you all had a restful summer. And I say let's get going here. So as usual, Rob, help me out here. We're not advancing. Oh, there we go. Okay, announcements. Let's get through some announcements here. Maybe. There we go. So right after this event, we've had a Lion Walk that's a celebration of our incoming students to the university that is switch venues and different routes and so forth. This year, the route will go back to one of the original routes, I guess. When we leave here, the students will be coming from the amphitheater, walking down the main walk here, and we're asking the faculty and staff line just south, the walkway just south of Ferguson here, and then they'll come around, touch the bell, and then come in here for a little bit of orientation, a little bit of discussion with some student leaders at the university. So please try to make that, and please welcome our new students to the university. And I would say this, because I participated in this when I was in my first year. If you're a first-year person here, please feel free to join them in the walk. So you should be celebrated also. Okay, there we go. Accreditation. We are on the home stretch here. A lot of great work has been done by Allison and Ricky and Dan Sue and the campus in total. And for each of you that participated in this accreditation process in one form or another, whether you were writing, whether you were interviewed, consulted, or whatever it is, thank you so much for your efforts on this. And I think Ricky would say we're going to be just fine coming out of this. And we have submitted all the paperwork, and I believe, Ricky, that we are now just waiting till December to hear a word of our SAC-COC accreditation. So a job well done to the entire campus for making that happen. You may have heard through the grapevine that we had some discussions about rebranding, renaming. Yeah, rumor, I don't know. But, and they were in earnest discussions about what we're trying to do and how we're trying to define ourselves. At the end of the day, this is what I wanted. This is what I always wanted. I wanted to figure out a path and a branding and how we represent ourselves to represent this unique rural and urban service area that we do serve, rural East Texas, urban East Texas. And how we best represent that to move the ball forward at this university, okay? And during the open forums and during various discussions, the groups on campus and off campus, we talked about a number of different options, okay? People were fixated and wanted to know more about this A&M Dallas thing. What A&M Dallas? I was like, yes, A&M Dallas is an option on the table, okay? This memo and my communications with the system and the board took this option off the table, okay? A&M Dallas. There are still other options that potentially could be on the table, that are on the table, and we need to discuss as a campus and with our alums and our constituency groups. So this memo represents that. And if you have thoughts, ideas, or whatever that may be, purposely put my email address, mark.rudin@tamuc.edu, to have you please respond and give me your thoughts on this matter, okay? And again, I've already talked to some folks in SGA, I've already talked to some faculty senate folks. I want to reinvigorate and continue having those type of discussions, okay? The option of A&M Dallas is off the table. The option is off the table, okay? Rob, this is going to be a long talk. Okay, we are going to have I wanted to mention this because I always like to give a plug to the best librarians and librarian staff in the A&M system, that they're going to hold a come and go fair today, 12 to 4 in Innovation A and B over in the Student Center. So please come and meet the librarians, have a discussion with them, tell them your needs. I'm sure they're open to that. There'll be giveaways and so forth. So again, that meeting, that get-together, that open house, I guess, is from 12 to 4 today in Innovation in the Rayburn Student Center. Okay. New faces. Annually, I always have a list of all the new faculty and staff that are new to the university in the fall. That list was 5 slides long, okay, this year. And I decided I'm not going to put that up because I'll have to run through it. It'll be relatively meaningless. Every one of those new folks deserve a recognition for joining our Lion family. And I just didn't think it was due its service. So I hope there are going to be opportunities. And Linda, we're going to have to figure out a way to get us in front of new faculty and staff and welcome them accordingly at the university. But we do have some other folks I want to mention that are new to the university. The first one is Dr. Joe Romero, the new Dean of CHESA, who comes to us from University of Mary Washington. Every indication right now is that Joe is hitting the ground running, moving the ball forward in CHESA. And I had last couple days, he had an open greeting kind of thing earlier this week, but for some reason or another, I had meetings with some CHESA faculty after that, a couple meetings, and they spoke so highly of Dr. Romero and his calm, steady personality and influence moving that ball forward in CHESA. So it's a great guy, right person at the right time to lead that college. Dr. Aaron Webster Garrett, the new Honors College Dean, comes to us from Virginia Commonwealth. A breath of fresh air, great ideas, has already convened the Honors College Advisory Group and bounced ideas off of them and looking at new models to move Honors College forward. And I hope Aaron is able to share those ideas with you, because I've seen some of them and they're very exciting. I always felt that Honors College is uniquely set up to be ground zero to test new ideas, much like CID, test new ideas at the university. And also, Aaron has hit the ground running. So I know that, Aaron, I think you're having a open forum at noon tomorrow in the atrium of the nursing building. So please try to attend that if you can, to meet Dr. Webster Garrett there. I want to introduce you to a wonderful young woman, our new SGA president for this year. I thought that Adrielle was the quintessential SGA president, but I don't know. Estefania is doing a great job. He may be supplanted. So Estefania, could you please stand up and could you welcome Estefania Olivas? She has personality plus, so please get to know her. And I can't tell you how proud and how excited I get to work with SGA. They're confidants. We're not afraid to go to them and ask ideas and confide in them to have discussions about things that are important to this university because they represent the student voice on our campus. Much in the same way, so Stephanie, it's so great to have you on board. Yasmin's back. Also back in the country, but she's back as the president of Faculty Senate. And I can't tell you how great that is. I think we do have a good relationship with Faculty Senate. There may be bumps and bruises and so forth as we go along, but we have dialogue, and that's I think, one of the most important things and a great start to a relationship between a university administration and our faculty. And I don't know if Yasmin is here. Yasmin, are you here? Yasmin, please stand up, and can you welcome Yasmin back from the country? Thank you, Yasmin, for your service. Dean Culpepper is taking over the reins of our chair of the Academic Department Head Council. I think this is a council that has been in existence for a number of years, but I think that we are increasingly becoming reliant on the input and the thoughts of this council. And I ran in the dean at the College of Education Human Services meeting, I guess it was yesterday or the day before, and he goes, I got a couple ideas, and I say, yeah, I got a couple ideas we got to talk about too. So Dean, we're really looking forward to meet you. I don't know if Dean's here. Are you here, Dean? Could you stand up, Dean? Right here? Thank you. Kim Jeffries, continuing on, I guess, I don't know if Kim's tenure or as the president of Staff Council is coming to a close this year and they're going to have new elections, but I just want you to know that Kim has also been a breath of fresh air, and Kim and I meet regularly to discuss issues that are pertinent to our staff, and she is a great advocate for the staff, and I couldn't be pleased. I'm kind of sad to see her go. Maybe they'll vote her in again, but I'm sure we'll find someone. Kim, I don't know if you're here. Are you here today? No, but when you see Kim, please tell her thanks. All right, and then Tanya, who is the coordinator of our budget users group. Absolutely. I'll tell you what, whenever we have issues that come up at this university, in the past, the far past, in my tenure here, I've been here, I guess, 6 years now, certainly got to make a stop at SGA, certainly got to make a stop at Faculty Senate, had to make a stop and have discussions with Staff Council, but this is increasingly an important group on this campus that I feel like we also need to have dialogue with on these important issues at the university. And I just appreciate the budget users group, and I appreciate Tanya's leadership. And I don't know if Tanya's here today or not. Are you here, Tanya? Are you here? I don't know, but give Tanya a hand. Thank you very much, Tanya. Okay, points of distinction. I think it's important that we always recognize our faculty and students and staff. Rob, this is really driving me nuts here. Do we have another clicker? Okay. Excuse me one second. You what? What happened? Okay. Guess you weren't supposed to hear that. So he clicked something on here. Now we'll see. Oh yeah, look at that. Okay. So Faculty Senate annually and in recent past has partnered with TAFE to honor our faculty in teaching, research, creative activity, and service. And it gives me great pleasure to announce this year, they announced it at the TAFE and Faculty Senate kind of banquet, recognizing these folks, but Dr. Brian Zader, professor of music, is going to be our 24-25 Regents Professor nominee. And I don't know if Brian's here, but congratulations. Brian, stand up there. The highest award paid to a faculty member in the A&M system is the Regents Professor Award. And he hasn't gotten it yet. They still have to approve it at the system, but when they see his record, it's going to stand the test, and he's going to be just fine. So congratulations, Brian. Great job. We take a look at the Paul Barris Distinguished Faculty in Teaching. Doctors Donlinger, Kamaki, and Palmer are doing a bang-up job. It represents an award that indicates the great job they're doing in the classroom, instructing, educating, engaging with our students. So congratulations to those three. We also have the Lafferty Distinguished Researcher Creative Activity Award, the Dr. Pani. I'm sure he's doing work in coding theory and discrete mathematics and all those other things we all know about anyway. So, congratulations, Dr. Pani. And then Dr. Kim for the Hempfeld Award in Service and doing great things in higher education and learning technologies. Now, the fact that these are special awards named after, of course, folks. Faculty Senate also has a chance to recognize some of their peers just from the Faculty Senate Awards. And we have Dr. Brandy Runyon, Dr. Woods, Dr. Newton, also doing a great job in the classroom. I had a chance to talk to Dr. Runyon the other day, and she's from Sports and Rec Management, and she said of the 11 students they had, seniors they had in their undergraduate program, all 11 have been accepted. I think, Brandy, you said this, have been accepted into the master's program. Is that right? It's right. So she told me that. So Brandy, great job. Way to help these students continue their career. And of course, Dr. Woods and Dr. Newton also. And then we get into research and creative activity. We have Dr. Nee, we have Brandon, we have I don't want to say younger, a less seasoned faculty member over in Ag, Pedro, who's just who's also hitting the ground running, doing a great job in research, but also engagement in campus activities with the Campus Culture Committee and so forth. And just congratulations to those three. And then the Faculty Senate Awards for service activities, Flavia, Dr. Bellapoliti, Dr. Klipchak and Sharonda Pruitt, all doing great jobs. It just so happens that Flavia and Sharonda are participating in the Provost Fellows this year, along with Dr. Zader, I believe, and Dean Culpepper, and going to do great things, I'm sure, to move academic affairs forward at the university. And then finally, Taffy had an opportunity to recognize a couple faculty members under the Chuck Arize Junior Faculty Award. We have Dr. Gooday and Dr. Lowe. Chuck, I looked at their resumes, and they're going to represent this award very well. So congratulations to them. Can you give all these folks a round of applause? It's always important. It's always fun and important to have peer recognition of the great work our faculty are doing. But as we evolve as a university and continue to grow as a university, and you've heard me say this so many times, that peer recognition is so important, but we're getting more and more recognition at the state and national level. And one of these is, Rob, there we go. For the first time in many years, we're still trying to figure this out. Dr. Alan Headley received the 2024 Minnie Stevens Piper Professor Award from the Piper Foundation, one of only 10 awards given to faculty in the state of Texas for teaching excellence. And Dr. Headley, this award has been sitting on my desk for a while because Alan has been out of town or out of the country, and we are going to have a special lunch for him. I hope you're here today because I've been sitting on this check for you, Alan, and I have it right here in my pocket. So you may be buying lunch for everyone here. But please, Alan, if you're here, can you help me congratulate this statewide? Is that you, Alan? Hey. Good to see you. And then, not to be outdone, we have a Fulbright winner at our campus, Dr. Lamarck. Congratulations to her. She is going to be studying Peruvian folk tales during this upcoming year. What an honor. What an honor to be recognized nationally as a Fulbright scholar and representing our university. But that isn't enough. Come on. We have a second Fulbright winner at our university. Dr. Lambert Broshi, I hope I'm getting that right, I apologize, Lamberoshi, who will be doing work in Southeastern Europe and things with the Ottoman Empire and so forth. What a great testimony for these faculty members to receive this national award, national recognition at our university. Can you please help me give those two a hand also? These assemblies are kind of writing themselves. I'm just throwing stuff on there of all the great things you all are doing, okay? And we had 3 of our students, one recent alum, 2 current students that participated in the Paris Olympics this past year. And from left to right, we have Joseph Brown, who was a discus thrower that participated in Paris. We have Mariana Shotek, did I say that right? Shotek, who ran the 400, I think, mixed from Ukraine. It participated for the Ukrainian, which I'd love to have a discussion with her what that means, right? Well, especially what's going on in world affairs. And then Ibrahim Fusini, who is from Ghana, who represented Ghana, also running a relay, a medley, I think a 4x100 or 4x400 relay in Paris. And you know, George Pincock, the coach of our track and field, does such an outstanding job for these individuals and training them and preparing them and being successful in students evidenced by the graduation. And I need a special welcome here because we have 2 of our Olympians from this group here today, Joseph Brown and Ibrahim. Could you please stand up and be recognized? This still isn't working very well. This still isn't working all that well. Okay, thank you. Thank you, well deserved. Thank you so much for coming back. You're always welcome here on campus. Ibrahim, when are you going to graduate? 26? Oh, good. So we have him for a while now. That's great, Joseph. You're doing great things. So, and then for the first time since 2000, we had a football player drafted by the Minnesota Vikings. Absolutely, Levi Rodriguez. I thought this was the coolest thing I've seen in a while with our school name and Rodriguez at the NFL draft. You take a look at him, I would not like to line up across from him at a football game. But I'll tell you what, we had an unfortunate incident with the passing of one of our football players, and there was a little get-together, and Levi was asked to speak and lead the group in prayer. I've never heard such a heartfelt prayer in my life, right from the heart. You can just tell that he's a special athlete, but he's also a very special person. So Levi, wherever you are, making sacks, whatever you're doing in Minnesota, congratulations. It's not an assembly without a rodeo picture, right? And yet we have another national champion here, absolutely. Damien's out there somewhere. Damien's like, yeah, I know, another one. But we had a national champion team roping, Caden for Philly, and he's actually the healer, not the header, but the healer of a team. His teammate is from Hill College, I believe, and collectively they won the national champion. I care about Caden, that's why he's the only one up here right now. But congratulations to Caden. But I tell you what, our rodeo team, success begets success. And when prospective students, those students that are interested in rodeo, see things like this year after year after year, Damien is one of our best recruiters at our university and does such a great job. Damien, thank you so much. but let's get right to the good stuff. We also had a second Horse of the Year award to Grace. This is Grace here. So congratulations to Grace. She sends her regrets. She couldn't make it today, but congratulations. And I think that's actually Caden rode Grace during the event and received the Horse of the Year award. So congratulations again. Okay. Let's get down to a little bit more business. I could have kept on going with slides, but we got to get going here. Upcoming 89th legislative session, various priorities at the university. I won't go through all this entire slide, but of course our highest priorities are asking the legislature to increase formula funding to represent growth at our universities. We have this program that's performance-based funding for comprehensive regional universities that helps us fund advisors and other groups of individuals that help provide these wraparound services for our students. So there'll be more on that. I'll jump down to there is a effort afoot. Every 10 years, the legislature takes a look at our university's HEAF funding. So that funding that the university receives from the legislature to help with deferred maintenance and different projects across campus. This is almost like the Blair Witch Project here. What's going on here? And so they're considering that every 10 years they reassess and reallocate money. We're hoping that Tina Livingston, I believe, is on the coordinating board council to work on that and have input, represent A&M Commerce, but I think a lot of the A&M system on that too, to get a good word in for ramping up and increasing our HEAF allocation year to year. And then one exceptional item, we're going to advance again a competency-based education exceptional item and 2 capital projects. And these are no longer TRBs, they're called CCAPs, Capital Construction Assistant Funding Request. $65 million for the Ag Complex to finish that off, and $14 million for the Game Bird Center, Ted Donna Lyon Game Bird Center for Research to finish that off. So keep your fingers crossed. We'll be working hard with the legislature to try to get both of these items through. Note on the budget, third straight year of no tuition and fee increases for our university. Students love that, puts a strain on the university, but we continue to work towards that, work with that. We did set aside scholarships for additional scholarships. We do have a faculty staff retention plan. That's what it's called in College Station. What we call it here is merit and promotional dollars. And you can see that we set aside a pool that'll be, I think, active September 1st, right? They'll start seeing that on their paycheck, 2.5%, and the 28 faculty promotions. I wanted to purposely put that 4th bullet in there. There is a lot of work being done. Sometimes it's fun to see the Welcome Center, and it's fun to see breaking ground on the Ag, but we have boilers and elevators and other things that behind the scenes that break down and need repairing and deferred maintenance. And our finance and administration group is on the job to make that happen. And then I'll talk more about the student success space. Here's our enrollment trend at Commerce, okay? I didn't put that other graph up, other table up like I usually do. This is a chart of our enrollment. And you can see that in fall of 21, sometimes it's a little too easy to blame things on COVID, okay? But COVID had a lot to do with those numbers dropping. And when those numbers drop to a level of 10.7, these are certified numbers. These are not all the students we serve, just certified numbers. The local numbers, the other numbers are actually bigger than that, but these are the numbers, certified numbers. And so you can see that since that downfall, or that decrease, we convened a group of administrators, faculty, deans, whoever that is, to meet almost weekly to bump up, create strategies for enrollment and increasing enrollment strategically at our university. And you can see that last year we had a banner year in fall 23. From fall 22 to fall 23, We are the fastest growing university in percent increase in the state of Texas. I don't know how we're going to end up. Michelle gave me a projection of going from 11.5 to 11.8 this year. That's conservative. I don't know if we'll reach 12,000 or not. And I think there's a perception out there where, oh, where's all this money coming from? What's happening to all the money? We're increasing enrollment. Where is it coming from? Well, I want it noted that, does it surprise me this doesn't work either? That a couple things. The graph isn't up here. The graph, we're just trying to get back to where we were back in 17 and 16, okay? And to Tina Livingston and her shop's credit, she's been kind of holding the budget together with bubble gum, paper clips, and Scotch tape until we can start increasing enrollment again and getting the numbers back to where they need to be, okay? So we'll continue that growth. I'm not in favor of let's go from 11.8 to 15, right? We can't handle that. We can't handle that infrastructure. We have to grow strategically and continue to grow. And another problem we have is that even though we're back here, $1 here is worth a lot less than $1 back here, okay? And so we have to take that into account, and that's why one of our messages to the legislature is saying you have to increase the dollars per student credit hour of formula, because if you don't, it'll actually be a decrease because of inflation. So we continue to hit this hard as an institution. Okay, strategic plan refresh. We just got approval. A lot of people, and I thank everyone who played a role in this. Special kudos, thanks to Cece Gassner, who led this effort on behalf of the Provost's office and convened groups and took a good look at our strategic plan and moved it forward. We just got approval from the system on it. In the previous plan, we always talked about we transform lives, we transform lives. It was never our mission. It's our mission now. That's what we do. I'm not going to beat that to death because I do it every assembly, every time you see me, we're transforming lives. We're just putting that down on paper now, and that is our mission statement at our university. Our vision, you can see the vision is speckled with the various goals that you see continually weave through the rest of the plan. What's a particular note is this becoming a student-ready university. And I've heard the provost speak about this a couple times, and I'm not going to spend a lot of time on it today, but a student-ready, you hear student-centric, student success, and so forth. Student-ready is more along the lines of we have to make sure that we're doing everything we possibly can to understand that not every student is as college-ready as the person sitting next to them. We all have a piece of that. We are all educators in that area. I don't care if you're the faculty in the classroom, UPD, financial aid, there's an educational opportunity for you as a faculty or staff at this university to engage with our students and help them navigate the waters of higher ed, whether that's completing financial services paperwork or getting a grade and doing homework in a class, okay? Please know this is not us, let's hand out A's. Mark's telling us to hand out A's. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that, for example, in the classroom, we have to understand when I'm teaching this class, there are going to be people that I may have to engage differently or at a different level than other people in this class. And hopefully, we own that as a university. But again, it touches everyone at our university, and it's where we're heading. And it's not one of those things where all of a sudden, boop, we're student ready. This is going to be a dialogue that we're going to have over the next several years about how we get there and how we move that ball forward and how we differentiate ourselves from our competitors and other universities that still are trying to figure out what it means to serve students, especially with ominous things on the horizon like enrollment cliffs and those type of things. We have to position ourselves to be the best version of ourselves as we possibly can be. You're going to hear more and more about what student ready is, and I think the deans are actually drafting a white paper from the academics, but Tammy, we have to figure out how we broaden that to across all units across the university. Strategic priorities, student preparedness is still number one on the list, some tweaks here and there, but we are talking and ramping up our efforts for career readiness, okay? And our new QEP, as part of the new accreditation process, will focus on career readiness. That is a, sorry, I just saw you all went dark there for a second. Just wait for it to come back up again, and then we'll go. Rob's just playing games with me back there. So this is a initiative where we focus from the get-go with our freshmen and help them make informed decisions about their academic path and their career path from day one, okay? And when we introduced this idea to SAC-COC, our accreditors, they're like, this is a great idea. Have a little bit more work to do, and I really do thank our task force led by Eric Branscombe, who led that effort to develop the paperwork, develop the infrastructure, develop the path forward for our new QEP in career readiness. And we're going to be rolling part of this out this fall with our freshman classes, freshman seminar classes in CID this year. So I'm really excited about that, and thanks Eric and the rest of the group for making that happen. We did receive a $2.2 million grant from Department of Education. It was actually last year. Special thanks to Ricky Dobbs and Brent Donham for writing that grant, and it's really money that's going to be used to fund what we're trying to do in the library, creating a one-stop shop for our students, okay, on the second floor of the library. It's about completed. I think it may be completed. We are setting up a shop that takes students, or creates an environment where students can walk in and say, I don't know what I'm doing. I need help. And we have advisors, financial services, financial aid, career coaches, life coaches, financial coaches that are all in one stop saying, I can help you out. Come here. I'm not going to make you chase around campus. We're going to take care of you right here. Okay? The wraparound services to help our students that may have different levels of college readiness to support their effort trying to navigate the waters of higher ed. Okay? I had to mention this because Nikki Pettit and Christina Yoakum came and talked to us about this new Blue and Gold Money Management Center, which is part of this $2.2 million grant, part of the what's going on the second floor of the library. We think we give these students Pell Grants and scholarships and state grants and so forth, and we think they're all of a sudden entrepreneurs and investors and everything. We knew we had a deficit in a lot of our students with financial literacy. These folks are doing such a great job at interacting with our students and bringing them along. There are so many times I get emails that say, what is wrong with the students? What is wrong with financial aid? Something's wrong with financial aid. When you drill down and you look at it, these are the folks that need to talk to. They got their financial aid package. They just don't know how to navigate those waters. And so when I do receive issues or complaints, I know who to send them to now to have earnest one-on-one discussions with people, with our students about how they handle their finances, because that's part of the college life also. Elevate research. We're keeping that. We are still on a sprint trying to get to a R2 level at the university. And we continue to have grants that come in from prestigious agencies like the USDA, Department of Ag, NSF, and so forth. Very excited about this. And if you take a look at our research expenditures, which is one of the metrics that Carnegie uses to designate universities as R3, R2, R1, we, over the past couple of years, and it oscillates, that's okay, but what they require is you need at least a 3-year average over $5 million of expenditures, not awards, but expenditures, to exceed the threshold to become an R2 institution. And then there's other things like numbers of PhDs prepared, graduated, and so forth. I'm keeping my fingers crossed. I'm hoping this December, much because of the work Brent's doing and all the work you all are doing, that we're going to exceed and realize our goal of being an R2 institution. Create a welcoming community. It's still incredibly important. We're in the aftermath of SB 17. Okay, SB 17 is here. So what are we going to do about it? Okay, and we're starting to have discussions now. We just had discussions with TAFE leadership and Latinx leadership, and we're going to continue to have those discussions. We created a campus culture committee that'll take the mantle and continue to move the ball forward on campus culture. and, that group reports directly to me, because it's incredibly important that we keep moving this forward and making sure that A&M Commerce is a place, regardless of race, ethnicity, gender, whatever, political persuasion, you have a place of a sense of belonging on our campus, okay? And we expect that we are going to issue another campus climate survey. I know, another survey, but we need to baseline this now and figure out how we continue to move that ball forward. And we're going to have evaluations. I think we're in the cycle again of evaluations of administrators and other folks on campus. We're going to take that on also. Other areas that we're working on, and when you talk about the health of our students and faculty and staff, Student Affairs is kind of taking the lead with this. We have a new app called TELUS, and TELUS can be downloaded through your Apple Store, or if you have an Android, I forget what it's called in Android, but the store in Android, you can download TELUS, and it's on the spot. If you are walking to an exam and you're a student and you're stressed out, you can tap into the app and talk to someone and receive that immediate counseling that you may need. Our counseling center is outstanding. Our counseling center is more than qualified. They do such a great job, but they are overwhelmed with students and folks that come and talk to them. This is almost a pressure relief valve for our counseling staff, but I think the jury is the jury out, Judy, or is it going well? The jury is out, okay? But let's continue to hit it hard. And Judy's gonna kill me because I haven't cleared this with her, but I have it on my phone too. And, excuse me, Judy, but if I felt like if I needed to use that, I'm not a student, I would probably not hesitate to use it. So just keep that in mind. Investing in us. How do we, part of our belonging goal is to figure out strategies to be able to, how do we promote and increase the academic, professional, and personal goals and advance those goals of our people at the university. In this era of drying up operational budgets, we still have opportunities for folks to register for professional development classes in investing in us. And I know I'm kind of going through this quickly, and I don't know if that QR code would work on your phones, but please consider doing that. I think we've paved the way that if you're faculty or staff, whoever you are on campus, if you're interested in one of these courses, we have paved the way for you, telling your supervisor, let them take that class. Don't give them grief, let them take the class, okay? Number 4, align our initiatives with our rural-urban identity. Okay, we're going to continue to expand programming in rural and urban East Texas, and then leverage the strengths of the university and move the university forward. I'm kind of chomping at the bit for these next 2, because we are now rolling out this fall, elevating our music education to a School of Music designation. Come on, you got to clap for that. That is great. When we talk about leveraging the assets to advance the social, the economic, and the cultural aspects of rural and urban East Texas, this is front and center. This is an opportunity for our music department and Eric, here we go, Eric again, but Eric to advance and be the cultural hub of our region, and this is a very strong way to do that. This is one of my favorite slides, because I've been wanting this since I've been here. We finally are going to have a new mariachi ensemble. Yes. You rarely get what you want when you're a president. I got that finally. And I would like to, I have special kudos. I saw Tomas, Dr. Espinoza, raise your hand. Are you here? You were here earlier, maybe you left. Oh, there he is. Faculty advisor. But you see some other people, Dr. Scott, Dr. Branscombe, here we go again, Dr. Rodriguez, all playing a part in this. And I think, Tomas, we said there's going to be a performance, they're practicing right now, but there will be some kind of performance, I think in November, you mentioned. Please keep a close eye. What's that? Yeah. Okay. There you go. So, really excited about that. I just think it's so cool. It enriches our campus and the vibrancy of our campus. And then a rural mental health initiative. Again, we're talking about reaching out to the community. This is an effort where we are partnering through Judy Shop with city, correctional agencies, governments, to collectively figure out how we handle and administer mental health services to rural East Texas. It's an exciting opportunity. There was actually a convening of all these folks about a year or so ago, and there was energy in the room because they saw the need for this. And so we received actually a community project, I think it was from Allred? No, from Congressman Self, to advance this initiative. So very excited about that. This is a little bit dated, but this is the best graphic I can find. Hunt Regional Healthcare is partnering with our athletics and a $1.6 million over 5 years sponsorship to support our athletics. And what they're doing, and when you talk to those folks, to a person they say, we want to be affiliated with a D1 institution. That's what we want, okay? And so, as with any partnership, any relationship with an outside entity, there has to be benefit on both sides or it's just not going to work. But congratulations to Jim Curry and his group, and thanks so much to the Hunt Regional Healthcare people for making this happen and enhancing our athletics. Number 5, modernize our university operations. You've seen that before. I don't know if you've gone around campus or not, but we have a new sheriff in town. Ross Moore, where'd Ross go? Ross Moore, head of Red River. Thank you. I'm hoping that you are, like me, seeing a drastic uptick in the care and nurturing of our landscaping on campus. If nothing else, you're seeing people out there working hard trying to make that happen. Red River, we secured their services. Ross and his folks are doing a great job. I get such a kick out of first thing in the morning, you walk by, I think it's by nursing, and you see all the staff out there stretching, warming up, and so forth before they hit the ground and work out there. Ross, thank you so much for everything. We continue to expect great things. You set the bar now, you got to meet the bar. But he guarantees this campus is going to be looking great. And how important that is, because I've said this from the get-go, there are studies that show a student and the parents that walk on a campus, in the first 10 minutes, they decide whether they think they can see themselves on that campus. And weeds and branches that are broken off is not the best look for a campus. And we're calling, so Ross, I hope Ross understands how important this is to the health and the growth of our university. So thank you so much for that. Philanthropy and engagement, Devin and his folks are ramping it up. I think we're going to have the highest giving we have ever had at this university on an annual basis. They're doing great work. We have a couple $1 million awards. When I first took this job, Sharp told me, you guys have never had a $1 million award. Get one, okay? So, well, we got several. And so a lot of good things happening in Devin's shop and will continue to happen as we continue to evolve and be able to tell great stories at our university. New Welcome Center coming on board, I think in October. I think the staff, financial aid, and the Shells people are going to be moving in there. And then now we have this plan, and now we have to implement the plan. And Tammy created this action and accountability team, calling it the A-team, with these folks that are serving on that A-team to now take the plan and develop KPI metrics to measure the success and create a continuous improvement loop to make sure that we're achieving the goals set forth in that plan. So Maria, good luck. Jordan, good luck moving that group forward. It's important work moving the strategic plan forward. So again, you come back to, what do I do at Commerce? Hey, what do you do at Commerce? I know you're a faculty, you transform lives. That's what we do, right? We transform lives at our university. I don't care if you're the provost, I don't care if you're a faculty member, you're UPD, you're working with Ross's people as a landscape engineer, you help us transform lives at this university. And so I can't tell you how proud I am to be part of this university with that mission and that vision in our back pocket moving it forward. So I have one more order of business to tend to before we adjourn here and we go greet our new students. we were digging through the archives, and we came across something, and we said, we don't know who this is. And so we are on the hunt. We're on the hunt for finding who this person is underneath the table. And that may be the first clue of this person being underneath the table at some kind of event. But we're still on the hunt trying to figure out who that is. And of course, that person is Linda King. I'll tell you one of my greatest failures at this university, one of my greatest successes, is that Linda was ready to step away last year. And I said, no, give me another year, knowing that I'd hit her up again for the next year. She spent one more year and said, Mark, I gotta go. And so August 31st will be Linda's last day at this university. And I can't tell you what an honor it was to work with her. I gotta tell you, I love Linda King. And if you knew how much she loved you, if you knew how much she cared, yep. If you knew how much Linda hated that, I'll see if I can get you to stand up again a little bit here. If you knew how much she cared for this place and knew how much she cared for you, you would love her too. And so this is goodbye, not goodbye to Linda. This is, we'll see you around, Linda. And Linda, we all love you to the moon and back. So thank you so much for everything. Can you give me one more time and then we'll stand adjourned. Thank you. Go Lions. Thank you.